One of the things in life that I've learned is that education is one thing, the more you share it, the larger it becomes. Mechatronics is a combination of mechanical, electronics, and computer science. So it combines all three fields of engineering, and that's why it's called mechatronics.
Kia ora whanau, welcome back to another podcast. I'm very exciting today. I have a great guest here in studio with me, Dr. Mohammad. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks a lot. Thank you for the invitation and having me here to meet all of you.
No, I appreciate it for you coming. It's been a long time, I think 2-3 years since we connected the first time.
Yeah.
It was always I wanted to do something with you. I wanted also to know the knowledge, the great things you do at Victoria University. Before we go to all of that, Dr. Mohammad, I want to ask you, which that's what I do with my guests. We give them, if I give you the mic to introduce yourself, how do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, that's a good one.
Starting with that one.
So, I would say someone who's in pursuit of knowledge. My name is Mohammad Saud Khan, and I originally come from Pakistan. I've been all over the world in my endeavors for studies and work experiences and all those things in Europe and other countries. And I came to Aotearoa in 2016 or 17. Since then, I've been here at Victoria University in the field of education and academia, where I'm very fortunate to be connected to people on a daily basis, where my pursuit of knowledge thirst is fulfilled in many ways. So that includes people like you, interacting with people like you, and students, the young minds, the upcoming generations, interacting with them on a daily basis, multiple experts in the field, stakeholders across the globe. So if you ask me in one brief sentence, one of the things in life that I've learned is that education is one thing, the more you share it, the larger it becomes.
Absolutely.
So you can increase the pie by sharing it more. So if I share something new over here with several people over here, and you people share something with me, that pie has increased. Because when I go back home, if I remember even 2 things out of what all you have shared with me, and I can pass it on to someone, that has already started that chain of sharing,
Absolutely.
So a lot of times we think that we should hide knowledge, not tell someone, not give them the secret. So if you do that, that's not good actually in many forms. You're actually increasing it the more you share it.
Yeah.
So that's something which stuck to my mind a lot.
Yeah.
And that links to my philosophy and passion of the quest for knowledge, which is embedded in my humble efforts that I try to make every day.
I love that.
In life, yeah.
Beautiful introduction, and how amazing that. Exactly, sharing. That's what we'll be doing today here. We'd love here to have that experience, that kind of knowledge you have. So we share with the audience and people who listen or watch this podcast so they can feel a little bit, well, I can learn something from this podcast. I can do something. I can move, do something. So Appreciate that intro. So Dr. Mohammad, what we'll start with, you traveled the world. So that's meaning you have done different jobs.
Yes.
Things. So before this podcast, we were just talking about in the oil field and that. So if you want to share a little bit how from that, what made you to go there first, and then how you changed into academia.
Yeah. Okay. So I finished my first undergraduate degree, which was mechatronics engineering in Pakistan. So for your audience, for those who are not aware of what mechatronics is a combination of mechanical, electronics, and computer science. So it combines all three fields of engineering, and that's why it's called mechatronics. And when you combine these three things, you end up with robotics and automation.
Right.
So all this field, which you see these days in the big factories and those big machines, chocolate factories and other things which are making those things in car factories, automated robotic arms and all those things at an industrial level and at an individual customer's level, where you can go and buy vacuum cleaners, which are, like robots, which go around and, clean the house. Yeah. So all these things, this technology is coming from mechatronics. So I went, and once I did that first degree, actually, that was my inspiration when I started seeing the overlaps between different fields and combining those fields, that I said, okay, one doesn't have to do one field. It's better to do several things in one thing.
Yeah.
So mechatronics combines three engineering fields, and you're ending up with something which is now the state of the art these days.
Yeah.
These days everything is about automation, AI, robotics, and all those things.
Yeah.
So I did that degree, and when I was graduating as a fresh undergrad, I was looking for good money, a nice salary, and I was fortunate enough to be hired by Schlumberger Oilfield Services, which is a French oil company.
Yeah.
They hired me from Pakistan, and they sent me for my first assignment to Saudi Arabia, which was not my choice because I had no clue about Saudi Arabia. But that was the first workplace where I was just thrown. And I felt that having been there and working in a very tough environment, because oil and gas is a very tough environment to work with, very challenging, very physically demanding and emotionally demanding, because you're living in a container somewhere in the desert, and the temperatures are 55, 60 degrees Celsius, running very high, and you are physically working. It's not like you're sitting in an air-conditioned office and you're signing files. You have to do physical labor when you're starting off your career in the oil and gas. Even if you're an engineer or you're an operator or technician or whatever you are, all of them work together as a team. And the oil activity was very high at that time. So we were jumping around from well to well, working on one side, taking the equipment down, going to the next, going to the next, going to the next. It was a very high pressure, high tempo environment, but it taught me a lot of things. Money is not everything. That's the first lesson I learned.
Right.
Money is important, and we should all strive for legitimate means of earning money. However, that's not the ultimate thing. I realized that very soon. In 1 year of that job, I felt that this is not something I can do for the rest of my life. I have to do something else. So this is not giving me that intellectual satisfaction which I need in work. I'm doing physical labor, but this is not what I want to do, for a long time.
Yeah.
I'll make some money and then I'll move. So when the time came that I wanted to move, I went and talked to my boss once. He had a chat and he's like, "Are you sure?" And he's telling me he was from Venezuela. I still remember him. And he was joking with me, said, "Saud, I tried to resign 3 times from this company. And I had changed my decision, and now I'm sitting here for 15 years or 20 years or whatever. I'm still working here. Are you sure?" And when he would say that, "No, let me go back and think." I would leave his office. So I gave 2-3 tries, but eventually, the thing which made me leave eventually was when I was able to secure my admission for a master's program. I wanted to continue my studies. I got a master's program on a scholarship in Switzerland in a program called Management, Technology and Economics. So that was a combination of business studies and technical studies, which was designed only for engineers. So it wasn't for people who were coming from a management background. It was designed only with an engineering degree could you come over there. Because I did not want to leave my technical engineering knowledge behind. I wanted to do something in my master's where I would use the technical knowledge as well.
Yeah.
So I was very fortunate again that I landed up with that opportunity. And I went to Switzerland on a scholarship, and I sort of said goodbye to Schlumberger. In my exit interview with my boss, he wrote in the company records that there was a question called, "Is the candidate eligible for rehire?" And he put yes. He ticked the box. So he said, if you ever in your life change your mind and you want to come back, our doors are open for you. So this was our final conversation as the exit interview when I had resigned from the company. So that was again reinforcing for me internally as a young graduate that, I was doing fine wherever I was working, but that was not something which I wanted to continue for a long time, for various reasons.
Right.
So that's how the journey shifted from Saudi Arabia to Europe.
Right.
And then I started my master's in Switzerland. I enjoyed that a lot. Again, after finishing my master's, I thought, now I want to go to the industry. I want to work. Enough of studies. Done with it. And I landed up with, I wasn't landing up with a position because I couldn't speak proficient language, either Deutsch or French I knew bits and pieces, but I wasn't as fluent as I should be to get a job. I was fluent in English, but they wanted a second language to get in Switzerland. So I got this opportunity meanwhile for a PhD in Austria. And the professor over there offered me that you should join us. We have everything ready. The day you land, you will start working on the project. We have the money, everything for 2.5 years. The funding is there. And I'm confident you can do a PhD. I said, I never thought of doing a PhD.
Well, you did.
And my bags were packed and I was flying back to Pakistan from Switzerland. And I showed them on the camera that you can see behind my back, you can see my luggage. In 2 days, I'm flying back. They said, take your time, go back, talk to your family, discuss. But I want you to come and do a PhD with me. So my supervisor, I was again fortunate that my supervisor was an excellent person. And the family environment that was given to me in Austria really helped me develop as a researcher and love for research.
Yep.
That is the first place where my mind actually started shifting from the industry to academia. So I a little bit more that you might find interesting over here to know is that my family is a family of, my parents have fortunately been in the field of education. My mother has been an educationist. My father is a mechanical engineer. So we grew up with that psychology at home as well. You know, a lot of that influence on education and the importance of education. Yeah. So coming back to the PhD, I wrapped up the PhD and then I got a small opportunity in Denmark to work on a project and in Belgium as a postdoctoral fellow in business development. And then in 2016, I was hired as a faculty in New Zealand and I joined Victoria University in Wellington. And since then, I've enjoyed New Zealand a lot in terms of the professional aspects as well as personal. The country, a very beautiful country, wonderful people.
How's about weather?
The weather is a tricky one. If you ask me honestly, the wind is something which bothers me in Wellington. Otherwise, the wind is really, if it's not there, it's an ideal word. But the wind is the tricky part for Wellington. And in terms of weather, I would say otherwise, I'm more inclined towards Auckland than Wellington.
Well, I might disagree because you can beat Wellington a good day. We still have that one.
On a good day, yes.
We still use that to at least make ourselves happy.
Make ourselves happy, yes.
Yeah, okay. Wow, this is amazing journey. Yeah. It's I appreciate the sharing this. I'm seeing this, I'm sure a lot of listeners watch Kahi when they see themselves as young people, when the opportunities come, which is the journey, the learning here is like that you realize that money is not everything. There's a life behind that. Yes. And that money that even we collect, there's just something you need to spend it. The people that we love, the things that we want to achieve later, right? Exactly. So I think what is good is that you took those opportunities and when it's come.
Yes.
In a master, in a PhD, and things.
Exactly. So one thing that another lesson I would say from this entire journey is serendipity is very important in life. When life opens one door for you at a given moment in time, do not ignore it. Even if that door is not your dream door that you imagined for yourself. That's another lesson that I want to share with you from looking at my journey up till now. I did mechatronics engineering. I never thought I'm going to go for a master's or get a job in that company, in a dream job. So when people would hear, oh, you got a job in that company, that's like the most sought after job for people. I got that job, I left it in a year. That wasn't meant for me for years, right? It was meant for only a year. I took the opportunity to go. I got a scholarship in Switzerland. I went for a master's. Moved from there. I wanted to do a job in Switzerland. I didn't get a job. But I got a PhD opportunity. I didn't want to do a PhD initially. But I took that opportunity because when I talk to my elders and people whom I would consult for advice in life, they all guided me by explaining to me that if you don't want one thing right now and something else is being opened for you and being presented to you and being facilitated for you, by your professor in Austria that they are encouraging you that you can do the PhD. They have the money to do the PhD. You don't have to pay as well. Why not take it? You don't know what opportunities will open once you enter this door.
Yeah.
And this is exactly how I have come. If I now look back at my journey, I have turned out to be an academic in the end. And I never, if you take the dots backwards, if someone asks me so many years back, are you going to be an academic? That would be the last job I would ever say.
Exactly.
But now, sitting over here that I'm explaining you the journey, whenever an opportunity, when I'm walking out of this door and I'm leaving this place and I go down on the street, there will be choices for me. Life is all about choices. And sometimes we block the choices and make our lives difficult for no reason. This is a very big lesson that I don't consider myself someone who's a very, big personality in that sense. But whatever little I have learned in life, I want to share that. And one of the things is that when an opportunity comes our way, we should not ignore it.
Yeah.
That's one of the key messages that I would like to put to your audience today.
100%. I agree on that. And very well said, Doctor, because I can very align as well on my journey to here. Did I decide to come to this country and did I decide to do podcasting? I never thought about this.
Exactly.
But there is the things open the doors and you need to get that to improve to others than even this.
Yeah.
Really, before a few years, I was a very guy who loved to study, wanted to keep continuing. Then the journeys go like this and this. Then opportunity came after 4 years, which I just finished a master degree. Which even that, when they came, I wanted to study. When the opportunity came, I said I don't want to study anymore because I'm busy of work and others. Then there was another good lecturer, professor. She said, "No, you have to do it." So I took that advice and I did it. I'm thankful for that because at least I achieved my dream in study as well. So it's exactly about that opportunities and those doors that it will come in a time that maybe not your time. But when they come, it's kind of take them. What would also think about what do you lose? What
I
is the
think
things?
there's another aspect to this, what you're talking about. It's a very interesting thing. Sometimes you reach point A to B, not directly. You go from point A to C and then you go to B.
That's right.
Which we cannot see in the future.
Yeah.
And I know whatever I'm talking right now is very easy to say, but when it comes to us to make those choices in life, it's not easy. But another small humble advice from my side would be that for us to make that leap of faith, there are two things that we need to have. One is you should be surrounded by people whom you consider sincere to you. And the other thing is you need to have some degree of trust and faith inside. Because trust and faith is important when it comes to making decisions on a daily basis. Uncertainty is around us. We will never have complete certainty about everything in life.
Yeah.
If you ask me this question right now that, Mohammed, do you know what is behind your neck right now? Can I answer that question?
Please.
No, I cannot. I cannot tell you. If you ask me this question that what is behind my back right now? Exactly. Is there something stuck or something, anything? Is there anything? Can I see my back right now?
No, I've only returned that one, but you can see it.
See? So I'm just giving you a very
Right.
simple example.
Yes, absolutely.
Will you ever in life, this is a very, very basic example.
That's right.
What about talking about, personal interactions with new people or people family, friends, whatever? There is so much uncertainty in life and you will never get complete certainty till your last day.
Right.
You will never get complete certainty. So how do you make decisions in a world with incomplete information? You need two things. One is internal trust and faith based on certain principles. And number two, you should have people around you whom you consider are sincere to you for advice and discussion.
Beautiful. So on that one, this conversation, Dr. Mohammed, we're talking a lot of people coming to my mind about this. There's a lot of people, they say, well, my situation is different because I have a family responsibility or I have this and that. When they start thinking about different people, what you will tell these people, let's say the single mom, let's say those people who really need to look after the family while they want to achieve their dreams. In your experience for those people, what's best way to make the decision?
Well, I think it's something which is very contextual, based on what, like, for example, you're saying if someone is a single mom and they would like to pursue their careers and dreams as well, they need to sit back and ask themselves basic questions. What is important for me right now in life? Right now. For that individual. Whether, if you're saying single mom, or it can be any other circumstances, any circumstance. Choice is always between two things which are tearing each other apart. You know, they're going in directions which are divergent. At that moment in time, what is important for you? What is the priority for you at that time? So let me give you again a very basic, simple example. I was right now at an event in the Royal Society where, you know, business ideas were being pitched and everything. And I was really enjoying that event. And I was right at the time when the judges were taking their decision. They went out, they were making a decision who's the winner. But I had a commitment to be here at 5 p.m., right? I'm just giving a very basic example. This is not even close to the gravity of example which you were talking about. But even for this, for me, what was important right now at 4:30 or 4 p.m., that I have to be with Quadrian at Ghazni Street at 5 p.m. No matter how much I'm involved in that event, you know. And I wanted to hear the winner. And I was very curious who's the winner in the 21. And I was sitting there since 11:30 in the morning, attending that event. So but I had to draw a line. I said, no. I have to leave right now to reach that place in time because that is important for me at 4 p.m. For that mother, what is important for her in life, she has to ask herself that question. Is it important for her to be taking care of her, if there's a child or whatever, does she have to give time to the family for a few years? Is that important for her? What does her heart say? And trust me, all of us in this world, our heart tells us, gives us that feeling inside. Sometimes we are, you know, we trick ourselves, you know, we're like, no, it's saying it's wrong, but I want to do it, you know. But the switch is there. This switch is always on in every human being. And it will be blinking and it will tell you what to do at that time. Whether we listen to the switch or not, it's a different story. But we have a switch.
Exactly.
We just have to listen to it.
Love that.
That's how I see it. That's my 2 cents on it.
I mean, it's just beautiful how you're putting it all together. It's just great. And there's a time for everything. So there's a time to enjoy that moment, get that decision, and also plan whatever other things. I think, you know, when we go through that, which, like you mentioned, there's different case, different needs, different persons, how they see what they want, that heart will tell them exactly. There's a lot of time, there's a trust elements that you mentioned at the beginning.
We have to put trust.
Absolutely.
This society works on trust.
Whether
we like it or not, everything in this world, when you walk out of this street and you're stepping your step on the road, you are trusting that the drivers will maintain their speed. You are trusting it in the back of your mind. Based on that trust, you are crossing the street. If that trust is broken and someone is coming on full speed, unwanted consequences happen, right? But there is always an inherent, if you remove trust from the society, nothing is going to function. When you go to a bank, when you go to any organization and talk to someone, you are trusting there is always an initial trust, and then there is further trust that builds, goes up or down based on your interactions. But your first interaction is always based on some trust.
Absolutely. So, Dr. Mo, I'm really enjoying this conversation, but I want to jump into the second topic, which is about academia and entrepreneurship. I had the chance, thank you for talking to your class, those wonderful students. So I want to talk to you now about that entrepreneurship. First, what made you to start teaching those courses, and how you see a little bit the difference between those young people for the now. They see the world of entrepreneurship to be very fast and quick, all of that, and also the challenges of AI. If you give me a little bit like, what are you thinking about current mindset of entrepreneurship? How has been changed while we are also developing technology? And is that healthy? Is that good? Is that we should be ready? What would be something young people, let's say, listening here today, what kind of, they want to be entrepreneur, they want to do things. What will be your advice from your journey and as a professor in the university?
So I would like to go back and start off with how I came to this subject of entrepreneurship, innovation, and all of this kind of stuff. So going back to my undergraduate degree on mechatronics, which was a synergy of multiple fields, as I've already explained. Having done that and doing a master's in management technology and economics, which was again a mixture of management, technology, and economics. So it was like an MBA designed for engineers. That was a master's. And then the PhD was in line with the first two degrees that I did, innovation and entrepreneurship. Innovation and entrepreneurship is a very general field in the sense that you can be innovative in everything in life. The way you lead your life, the way you execute your life, the way you start businesses. Entrepreneurship is only, starting a business is one aspect of entrepreneurship. Having an entrepreneurial mindset is what we focus on when we study entrepreneurship. So there's a difference between starting a business and having a mindset of being an entrepreneur, whether you are running an organization, whether you are working in an organization, it doesn't matter. So the important focus is, from my perspective, if you ask me, I was interested in entrepreneurship because it brings together knowledge from all fields. And that was how I was trained in my undergrad and master's. So now you understand the link and connection between the studies that I've had, how a PhD in innovation and entrepreneurship aligns with that. So having done that, now when I interact and work in this field and I do research and teach in this area, more and more emphasis is now given on the fact that what is the problem? When you're talking of entrepreneurship, or entrepreneurship is adding value, right? Adding value to something in a way which is meaningful for the customer or client, whoever it is. And when you're doing that, you have to see that what is the problem that you are addressing. So if you ask me, what is the main essence of entrepreneurship? That's solving a problem which matters for the world, whether it's a small society, whether it's a whole nation or whatever. So problem identification is the most important thing. We often think of very cool ideas. Let's develop a nice app or something else. That's not something big. What we have to do is we have to focus first on problem generation, not idea generation. Identify the problems. What is the right problem to sit and resolve? And then when you work on that problem, if you work on that problem, you will try to get impactful, feasible, and novel solutions to that problem.
Right. Beautiful.
So that's the core essence of entrepreneurship. Now, you were also talking about something in relation to how entrepreneurship may have shifted, or what are the changes we observe, in terms of this whole AI and all this dynamics that is happening, and what is in specific relation to the young generation that is upcoming these days. So what I've observed here is a lot of people in entrepreneurship are now focusing on just incorporating technology for the sake of technology, which is not a very great thing that should happen. Again and again, your solution to a problem can come from something which has no technology. You don't have to make an app. You don't have to push AI to solve your problems. That's a very important thing for us to absorb and sink in. When we change our focus from idea to problem, we will understand that problems are the ones that need to be spent most time on. If we can resolve those problems in many different ways, it may have technology, it may not have technology. So the role of technology should not guide you on the business. It should be a facilitator and enabler for any solution that you're presenting. That's how I have seen the shift, which I would like to see actually in the future, which is not happening to that level because everybody is just pushing technology for solutions, which is not the case. So my take on technology, although I teach innovation management and technology, it doesn't mean that innovation management is all about technology management. Technology is just one part of innovation.
Yes.
You can develop a social enterprise which has nothing to do with technology.
Yeah.
Go and bring some solution for the farmers in South Island or North Island or whatever, Those things do not necessarily have to have technology.
Yep. Absolutely.
People do bring that, but it's not the case. Coming to the younger generation, and one of the things that I feel is a bit challenging for this new generation is I see technology as part of the problem, not the solution in many ways.
Right.
Because the technology has reduced our patience, especially for the younger generation who have been born and raised in front of iPhones and tablets. Instant gratification.
Yeah.
What is that? You're living in a swipe world,
Scroll.
right?
Yeah.
With a click and a swipe, you're able to get Uber or whatever, Your food is here. That means your level of patience has gone down.
Yeah.
And that is a huge challenge. People are noticing that. Employers talk to us when our graduates go and in the industry. They say, why are the graduates not having the people skills? Like we are sitting and having a nice conversation, right? People have lost the ability to make a conversation.
That's right.
If you walk out and go into a room full of strangers, you should learn the capability to go and interact with them. Talking to humans is much more enriching and valuable face to face than me sitting in one corner with my phone and swiping things and doing things online. Even chatting with you over the text is not going to have the impact whether if I'm talking to you for 5 minutes like this, that impact is going to be way higher than something we do in the digital world. So my take to sum up is that for the young generation, instant gratification is creating a lot of problems and issues, which is impacting their personality, their people skills, and that's the price they are going to pay when they walk in the industry if they don't learn those skills.
Absolutely.
So I'm not against technology, but I just want to say that use technology not to run your life, but use it as just as another tool
To serve you.
to serve you.
Yeah.
Like any other tool, like a cooking pot, you use it for cooking, right?
Yes.
So use technology at that level. It shouldn't run your moods and emotions.
Exactly.
And that is what is creating problems in the society.
Beautiful. I again just love it, but we are really running over time.
Yeah.
Will be one last question, but just quick comment that I really love this, and it's like in a simple way. I want to deliver a message. I use the technology to deliver social media, for instance. But if I don't know how to say that message, how to deliver, that's a problem. You can have all the equipments, all the millions of followers, but if you don't know how to talk, how to express that's a problem there.
Exactly.
That's why absolutely it's important to train these skills. Because it helps any jobs, any other things you want to do, you get that door inside that organizations. Because it's all about that interactions.
Yes.
When I first interview someone, I want to check how you talk to me, how you see commitment, your trust, all of that thing. It will appear when you are telling me that story, that message. And the rest of using the equipments, or you don't know, you will learn.
You will learn.
Because technology, we may change tomorrow from camera to something else, things is going. But there's something we will not teach you to the job. That personality.
Yes.
That ability of expressing
And
yourself.
humans always like to talk to humans in person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No matter how AI sophisticated we become in this world.
Yep.
I'll just share, I know a very quick point.
Go ahead.
We were working on research on my master's thesis in Switzerland was on the role of trust and relationships in virtual teams. And I talked to virtual teams spread in various continents of the world. And to give a summary of that research, what we found was that people wanted to develop trust not through virtual meetings and meeting people, strangers online. All of the interview participants said that we would like to meet those people in person first.
Yes.
Then we will trust them. Now, this is very important.
Yeah.
If I haven't met you like this, even for 15, 20 minutes,
Yep. Yep.
no matter how many digital meetings we have, I will not have that level of trust
Yep.
on you.
And to come here and to
Yes.
Get
But
that
if I have this and then we follow up with digital meetings,
Yeah.
that's a different story.
yes. Yeah.
But that trust builds with in-person interactions,
Absolutely.
which is very hard to explain to the generations which are coming now. They feel that everything can be managed digitally, which is not the case, which I'm trying to make.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, wonderful, beautiful. So before the last question, but I still want to ask you, what would be your message to our audience, people who are listening, watching? So a message that you want to send today.
Message. I don't consider myself at that level to sort of, share something very deep. But if I want to pinpoint one thing, I would say that there are two things actually. I would say one is you should always have sincerity to purpose. Whatever you are doing, you should have sincerity inside, whatever it is. Whether you're running a podcast, and if you are sincere, you will automatically become more authentic in your interactions. You will not have to pretend and do anything.
Yeah.
You just will be. And when you are who you are able to connect with the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
So I think sincerity to purpose is the key in life, whether it's professional or personal, anything that you're doing, always be sincere in whatever you are doing, and then have the trust and faith.
Beautiful.
Never look back.
Never look back. Wow.
Yeah.
What a wonderful, Dr. I'm really glad and pleasure to have this corridor with you. I really appreciate your time and things. So I'm sure we will do this again. If you don't mind, we'll keep inviting you and have another corridor and conversation. So I appreciate the time and knowledge and the wisdom and the sharing with us and the people who are watching, listening to this podcast. One last things to go, and this is a question, this is tradition we do in season 6, which every guest we hear, they write a question for the next guest, which they don't know. Who is it? Which you will also have opportunity to write any question for the next guest.
For the next guest.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see what the previous guests have brought to you. This question. It says, what are you grateful for at the moment?
What am I grateful for at the moment?
Yes.
I think that is a very, very easy question for me. Because the answer is that I'm extremely grateful for the upbringing I got from my parents. So that has been a universal guiding principle till today for me. And I still consult my parents for many things in life. And I don't know how much even if I'm grateful for this, it will always be less. So I see them as true beacons of light for myself in all aspects. So whatever little I have achieved in life, I owe it to them. That's how I see gratefulness. It was who I'm grateful to, right?
No, what? Yeah, what
So,
are you at the moment?
Yeah. So I would say the upbringing given to me by my parents in all aspects of life. That's the thing which strikes to me immediately.
Amazing.
And then besides that, I would say I'm coming from a sort of faith background. I would say the Creator. Yeah. I'm grateful for everything that has been given to me and not given to me as well. The things from which I was saved in life. I see that entire package as being something for which I'm grateful for.
Wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I'm also grateful that we had this conversation today. I'm sure this will resonate with many people listening. And that we help, at least from this conversation, we can help to shift that mindset, to start thinking a little bit on their own journey, their own decisions. But I enjoyed a lot personally and got a lot from it. And I want to thank you again. We'll see you in the coming up.
Yes,
Inviting you.
thanks a lot. Thank you for inviting me for this, and apologies we couldn't do this much earlier.
It's just
We
kind of
have
right
been-
time.
yes, but it's been a pleasure, and I hope we can all,
Absolutely.
continue to engage in the future as well.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, people. Hope you listen it and enjoy it. If you're listening or watching this podcast, Kakite. See you next time.